Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and today I am doing my makeup and beauty empties for 2024. So I'm doing this a little bit different than I've done it in prior years where I just kind of like have an overhead shot and I go through all of my products, mainly because the setup for that last year was like my camera was like hanging precariously over my crafting table and I'm not about to do that. So I ended up taking pictures of everything. I ended up matching everything up to my actual spreadsheets to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I did pictures like I did for my inventory. So I'll be going over pictures, graphics, number of products, and the total cost for the empties, along with how many empties I had in the makeup category and how many empties I had in the beauty category. So I will be going over all of that with you guys today. And that way too, I don't have to make it 2 videos. I should be able to just breeze right through this and get it done in my normal, probably hour-long video that apparently is my normal length for my videos. But if you guys want to see my makeup and dog hair flying around my room, if you want to see my makeup empties and my beauty empties for the entirety of 2024, see my numbers, see my amounts, then stick around. I am pulling up my graphics and we're going to be getting into the photos and the numbers right now. All right, so I'm going to go in the same exact order that I did with my my beauty inventory, my makeup inventory, because that is the order that is in my spreadsheets, and I do have some miscellaneous categories in there as well. But we're going to start with primers. And so my empties for the year, I had 7 primers, and that was for $60.19. A lot of the e.l.f. Jelly Pops, because that's my holy grail, that's my favorite. That's actually the only primer that I have in my collection right now. Then I did use up the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Grip Primer, an e.l.f. Pore Primer, and then a mini of the Glow Recipe Glow Drops, which I considered in my primer category. Now, those ended up not working well underneath my makeup, so I think I put those into like my skincare category afterwards because it made the makeup that I was using at that time pill, I believe. So that is something that I would not go back to that product. But like I said, the e.l.f. Jelly Pop is my holy grail. I have like 11 of them in my collection right now, I think, but that is the main primer that I am using. We will roll into foundations. I did have 3 foundation empties, the Shiseido Synchro Skin, the Radiant one, the Juvia's Place, and the Misha BB Cream for a total of $65.74. I like the Shiseido ones, but I think I would go back to the more matte one. And actually, I think the Shiseido one was very similar to the Believe Beauty one, which apparently Believe Beauty, which was at Dollar General, apparently that's going away, which is super sad because that foundation for $5 was beautiful. But the Misha BB Cream is a constant repurchase for me, and the Juvia's Place, I can be satisfied with my life with never purchasing that ever again. So we had the 3 foundation empties. My next category is my mixers category, and this is exactly what it sounds like. These are things that I mix into my foundation, and so I did have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and then I had a mini of the Say Super Glowy Gel. You guys saw me pan the e.l.f. Halo Filter all last year, so you guys would have seen how many uses it took me to use that thing up. And then I ended up repurchasing the full size of the Say Super Glowy Gel, and that is my current glowy mixer that I'm using. But between the two, it was a value of $13.20. Then we are on to powders, and I did have 5 powder empties. The majority of those are Nakia Joy Velvet Finishing Powders. One of them was the brightening one, so it was the pink powder, 2 of the normal ones, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, and then also an Innisfree powder. The Innisfree one is extremely mattifying, but it's also a white powder. So I remember back in like 2016, 2017, when everybody thought that flashback was going to be more of an issue than it actually is. But if you are a person that takes a lot of at-night flash photography, stay away from those white powders, but the Innisfree powder does just mattify and keep you matte. The Wet n Wild, I powered through it, but it wasn't my favorite. It didn't really do anything for mattifying, so it actually, I felt like it made me oilier, but definitely the Nakia Joy one is my holy grail. I purchase like tons of those every single year. I think I have like 5 of those in my drawers right now to be able to be used, but for the total for those 5 powders, it was $97.61. If we are looking at concealers, I only used up 2 concealers last year. Mainly that is because the Bobbi Brown corrector, which I do keep in my concealer category, I ended up purchasing the stick one. So I did end up getting flush with the packaging last year with the stick concealer, but I dug everything out of it and that thing is still going. I think at the end of last year, I had like 340 uses on it and it's still going. So that concealer will be around forever. But I did use up one of the Natasha Denona concealers and the Bobbi Brown concealer. I liked the formula of the Bobbi Brown, but the doe foot is in the shape of kind of like a peace lily, and the doe foot is terrible. I hate the doe foot. I decanted this concealer back into the empty Natasha Denona component just so I could use that doe foot, but I did repurchase the Natasha Denona one. That is my only cream concealer right now, but between those 2 concealers I did spend $47.50, which that feels like, okay, so while I was making these graphics, while I was looking at all of my totals, I actually started looking at the amount of products that were empty versus the number. And I think that this probably has to be one of my top categories where it's a high value for a small amount of product. And so, but high-end concealers is somewhere where I don't mind spending my budget. I just think that a lot of drugstore concealers have let me down in the past. So this is one category where I don't mind going high-end, but it was a little bit of a shock to my system to see close to $50 spent on 2 concealers last year. But let's roll into SPFs. So I did use up 6 SPFs. We have 2 Laneige, 2 Paula's Choice, an e.l.f., and then a glow screen. And pretty much the e.l.f. is the dupe for the, not the glow screen, because that e.l.f. one was the more silicone one from Supergoop. Is like, what is it? Now I'm going to have to look it up because I am going to want to reference what that is. Is it the Unseen sunscreen? Oh, Supergoop does not have a whole lot of products. The only one they have on Sephora now is the mineral sunscreen. They don't even have their silicone one on here anymore. But I think it was called like the Unseen sunscreen. But the e.l.f. one is a dupe for that. And then I had a mini of the glow screen. So with those 6 SPFs, I did use up $81.93 worth of product. And that's saying a lot because the 2 Laneige ones, I got those when they were discontinuing those, and I got those from FabFitFun for $5 each, or $8 each, something like that. But that's a high price for 2 of those being minis and 2 of those being $5 to $8 each products. So I am very happy that I have found some less expensive sunscreens to use nowadays. Next, I am rolling into brows, and so I did use up 5 brow products, an e.l.f. Wow Brow, the Perfect Brow Pencil from ABH, and then 3 brow gels, so 1 Control Freak and 2 of the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. The Benefit brow setter is my holy grail. I purchased 3 of those last year during brow day, so that is my holy grail brow setting product. And then I love the sharpenable pencil just because they last so long and they're good bang for your buck, but also I have thicker brows so I can get away with using the pencil. But between the 5 brow products, I used $47.22, and that makes me feel really, really good. How is that even possible? Now I want to check my numbers, because if I was getting, That has to be right because I get the Benefit Brow Gel half off. So I think I get those for $13 each. So that's probably right. So only $47 worth of brow products last year. That's pretty good. Next, we are looking at my bronzers, and I did go through 4 bronzers. So the number 7 compact is a powder compact, but I had a Franken bronzer in there. So I went through the Franken bronzer, and then I used up the Juvia's Place cool toned bronzer from the Bronzer Duo, and then I did use up 2 of the Soul Body bronzing balms. So between those 4, that is $28. So, this again is a category that I don't mind going drugstore for my bronzers. So compared to the next slide, which I had to scratch my head, but the next slide is our blushes. So I did technically go through what I'm calling 2 blushes. So I did pan completely my Benefit Dallas. So the Dallas powder blush, it is gone. I completely panned that. What I ended up doing too is when I finished the Marc Jacobs lipstick, I dug the rest out of it and I mixed it with that Alley Oop shadow stick to create a glowy cream blush, and I did use that up by the end of the year. But the way that I'm calculating this is the cost of the Benefit Dallas blush plus the cost of the Alley Oop product. That's how I'm getting my total for this slide. So 2 blushes, $54. $54 for 2 blushes, and one of them was a Franken. But the Dallas blush was originally $30, and then the Alley Oop was $24 for that very underwhelming shadow stick. So I got it in a FabFitFun. I did not pay $24 for it, but still. $54 for technically 1 blush empty and a Franken. But hey, I'll take it because I was able to get through 2 blushes and kind of a shadow stick also. A huge accomplishment from last year was I was able to use up one of my highlighters. So this is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Mean Money and Hustla Baby duo, but I did use this up completely before I repressed all of my highlighters into my Tarte palette. I did finish this one. So it is a cost of $36. That is full price for this highlighter, and I really do like the Fenty Beauty formula, but again, I like my Franken palette a whole lot more than anything else. So 1 highlighter gone out of my collection. And then we are looking at setting sprays. I was able to use up 5 setting sprays. 3 of them are the Gerard Cosmetics and 2 of them are the e.l.f. And the total cost of my 5 setting sprays was $45.93. And I do have, so these are my holy grails, but I did pick up some different e.l.f. setting sprays last year during Black Friday, just so I could try some other of their formulas, but these 2 here are my holy grail. The next category is huge, and I had to like double count and double check that I was pulling everything out and that the numbers were correct, but holy moly. So this is my lip products. So I've been going a little bit lip product crazy, but it is rewarding to me to see that I'm using up about as much as what I'm bringing in. So with my lip products, I had a total of 16 empties. So we see some of the Too Faced Hangover RXs that were part of the like mini set from last holiday. And then some e.l.f. Products, my Marc Jacobs lipstick, which was a 1.5 years in the making of panning that, one of the Pout Preserves from Ulla Hendrickson, a Butter Bomb from Summer Fridays, a Sephora gloss, a CoverGirl gloss, a Lawless Forget the Filler, a mini of the Tower 28 lip jellies, and then 2 Laneige lip masks. And that is everything that I was able to use up last year. That was a total of $219.77. Incredible. This is such a huge category, and I'm so proud of myself for getting through these lip products. So I am hopeful. I don't feel like I have that many lip products right now, but I'm really hopeful that I will be able to make my way through more. But the next category is this lonely little thing, and that is my lip liner. So I went through one lip liner last year, and that was my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Oh Snap, and that has a price of $5.31. So my prices, I didn't mention this, but anytime that I do like my beauty budget or my inventory, I tell you guys how I calculate my prices. So if I purchase it myself with my own money, I put the purchase price as the dollar amount that I spent. If it comes in a subscription box, then I put the retail price, because for that is the replacement value for that product. So I spent $5.31 on this lip liner whenever I purchased it, and I was able to get another ColourPop lip liner out of my collection. I think there's a storm coming, so I don't know if we're going to have any thunder in the background, but it is looking super overcast out there today. But we're going to roll into mascara, and I was able to use 5, so 3 of those are regular size, 2 of them are minis. We have one from, is it Roman? And then 1 from Thrive, 2 from Tower 28, and then 1 from Clinique. And so between those 5, I did use up $92.15 worth of mascara. Now I did have quite a few, 2 or 3 declutters in the mascara category, but I'm not counting those as empties, so they're not counted in this price of these 5 mascaras. But otherwise, we're looking at the $92.15 for my mascaras. For eyeliners, when I looked back, I was actually surprised that I went through 3 eyeliners this year. It doesn't matter if you buy 7 eyeliners because you went through 3, Erin, right? Is that my is that my version of girl math, which I hate girl math, but apparently I have like eyeliner math, where it is okay to bring 7 more eyeliners into my collection even though I've only used up 3. But hey, I love eyeliner. So with the 3, I used up my Makeup Geek liner. I used up a shadow stick from Laura Mercier, which I consider all of my shadow sticks to be eyeliners because I use them more as liner than as an actual shadow. And then I did use up my Urban Decay Vice, which you guys saw me pan that all last year. So $32 total for these eyeliners. And that $22 of that is the Urban Decay one. So I only gave myself $5 each for those other ones, because the Makeup Geek one came in for free, so I just gave it a $5 value. And a lot of times minis, I give it just a $5 value with my minis as well. I don't try to calculate like grams or price per gram on a mini. I usually just give it a flat amount. But rolling into eye primers, I was able to use up 2 eye primers last year. So I used up my NYX Glitter Glue, and then I used up the Natasha Denona eye primer. So those 2 cost me $16.50. I remember back in the day, I ended up purchasing the Natasha Denona one because I needed like extra money to get to free shipping. And so I added the eye primer instead of paying for shipping. It was decent. I actually liked using it, but it was not something that I intentionally was like, oh, I really want Natasha Denona's eye primer. It just showed up in my collection because I didn't want to pay for shipping. But that is the end of our makeup. So let me actually go down to my other slide down here. And that way we can look at my total makeup empties and cost. So with my makeup empties, I had a total of 69 products. 69. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to not be a child today. So 69 empties. And that was for $943.05. So I almost reached that $950, that $1,000 mark. I know a lot of times people like to set a mark on where they want to be with their empties. This is the first year I think that I've paid attention to my empties per category. So I would have to go back in prior years and try to see how this compares. So that might be interesting for my own knowledge. But for 2024, I did use up $943.05 in makeup. That is super exciting. And then let me go back up because we're going to look at my other beauty items. And so this is skincare, hair care, body care, nail polish, perfume, all of that stuff. So looking at my moisturizers, typically I only keep my daytime moisturizers in this category. Otherwise, if it's a nighttime moisturizer, I keep it in my nighttime skincare category. So you'll see moisturizers in both categories. But for my moisturizers, I did go through 12 altogether for a cost of $176.78. Lots of e.l.f. in here because that is my favorite daytime moisturizer, is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Daily Moisturizer in the pump. But I went through some minis of some e.l.f. I went through a mini of Innisfree and a mini of Biossance. And then I had a Vanny Cream, a daily facial moisturizer. That one was really nice. The Tula one was too heavy, so I actually did use that during the nighttime. The Kapari one, again, was too greasy and too heavy, so I used that at night. The Shiseido one I use during the day, and the Biossance one I use during the day because both of those are gel moisturizers. And because I have an oily skin type, those really do help during the day. Speaking of day, so daytime skincare. So I went through a total of 19 products for my daytime skincare for $324.61. Blows my mind. I had no idea that that was the number. But I went through the refill bottle of the Tower 28 SOS spray. I have a collection of serums up there, which I mix a bunch of serums together to make a daytime serum. So it has like the caffeine solution and the niacinamide solution from The Ordinary with some Innisfree like hydrating serums, and I just kind of like mad scientists mix them together. But I have two toners from Innisfree. One was the actual toner, one was an emulsion. I have two of the hydrating cleansers from Innisfree. I have a e.l.f. cleanser down there. I have some Glow Recipe products. Both of those like plum plump hyaluronic serums, I got those in FabFitFun. I would never pay full price for those. It's so little product, and you can get a hyaluronic acid serum from either Good Molecules or The Ordinary. Then I actually do have two Good Molecules products in the middle of the slide. One is the vitamin C powder, and then one is the Yerba Mate eye cream. And then there's another eye cream right there in the middle that's an Oasis one that I got in a FabFitFun, and it did nothing for me. That is what I would consider where Andy says that eye creams are a scam. I would say that one, yes, because it did nothing. But almost $325 of empties in my daytime skincare. That is absolutely incredible. But as you guys can see, I kind of have my skincare down to a quote-unquote science, where I love the Innisfree products. I love some Ordinary products. I always have a vitamin C, and so I am just very happy. And actually, I've been back on track with doing my skincare every day and every night and wearing makeup throughout the week, and actually my skin has cleared up so much. So I am very happy. Very happy about that, because I didn't know what my skin was doing to me. I was like, whose skin is this? Because it's not mine. But it was because I wasn't taking care of myself. So it's very good to be back on track. Let's look at my nighttime skincare. This category was bigger last year than this year. I think I had over 20 something empties in this category last year. So I don't know if just I have less products I'm going through, or I have bigger products that I'm taking longer to get through. I don't know. But I only went through 11 products in my nighttime skincare for $255.27. So I have the cleansing oil from Fourth Ray. I have a facial oil from Ole Hendrickson. That's a lot of O's that my mouth did not want to speak to, but I got that in a FabFitFun. It actually was a really nice oil, but not something that I would pay full price for. I have my Different Gel and my Azelaic acid creams, and then I have the hyaluronic acid and The other ordinary bottle is, I think, the marula oil. I love using a facial oil, so I always want a facial oil in my nighttime routine. I have 2 of the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm Jumbos. That's my favorite cleansing balm. I do have a big tub of the Equate Moisturizing Cream, which I use that for my nighttime moisturizer. Then I had 2 of the Paula's Choice BHA Exfoliating Toners. Love those. I'm actually trying out a Korean skincare product that is the same thing. It's a AHA, BHA, PHA toner. So I'm trying that out. I don't know if I like that more. It's about half the price, but I don't know if I like it more than the Paula's Choice one. I'm only about a third of the way through that one, so I don't know how I really feel about it. But we're going to roll into body care. So I did have a total of 10 empties in body care, and I think this year was the first year that I actually started tracking body care diligently, because it was taking up room in my cupboards and in my inventory and in my collection. So you will see the Hemp's Sugared Banana Lotion in the middle, still has lotion in it. So I've reused that bottle, and that actually has my eczema cream in it right now. So I keep that next to my bed because, okay, so I hate flip tops on stuff, because once you have put the lotion on your hands, then you're touching the bottle again to close it and set it down. So the bottle gets all nasty with lotion. So I prefer pumps. So I just empty my eczema cream into something with a pump. So I am reusing that bottle. But we had an Aveeno product. I had a body butter from Tree Hut. I had to think for a long second. I had a hand cream that's in the metal tube. That was awful. It came in a FabFitFun. Awful, smelled horrible. Lots of body oils, which I love. There's a Frank Body coffee scrub bag in the back there. Then there is a Malin & Goats peppermint scrub, and then one of the Paula's Choice BHA body treatments, an empty one of those. And so the total cost was $158.20 for all of those products. Next, we have hair care, and I did have 9 empties for $164.84. I have the Raw Sugar Smoothing Conditioner. Then I have an Amika shampoo and conditioner. Those came in a FabFitFun. The Amika Dream Coat, not Dream Coat, what was that actually called? The blue bottle, it's like a moisturizing hair tonic or something, but that hair serum, not tonic, serum, but that came in a FabFitFun, so that got used up. The Ava NYC Main Magic, that was horrible, but I used it up. The Verb Ghost Oil is a holy grail, love it to pieces. And then I do have 3 conditioning masks, 2 from Shea Moisture, 1 from Ava NYC. So that's $164.84, almost $165 for the empties of my hair care. And I think that even correlates with how much did I spend in hair care for last year. See, I'm curious about comparing the numbers. Hi, baby. I know. I don't want to talk to you too much because you'll get very excited. So I only spent $109 in hair care for last year. Oh, bless you. You guys can't see it, but I'm just scratching. That's all he wants. That's all you want. That's all. Oh, goodness. Oh, my God. You're so big. You're so big. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You are such a big boy. Yes, you are. You are such a big boy. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's a good boy. All right. Can I finish? Ooh. You guys asked for more puppy intermissions, so I wanted to go ahead and give you one in this video. But yeah, I only spent $110 in hair care last year, so being able to use up $165, I'm using up more than I'm buying, which feels really good. For perfume, I want to pat myself on the back for going through some perfumes in 2024. So I did use up a total of 5. So I have 4 travel size and 1 full size. So my perfumes, I don't count. Hey, Scratchy. Anara was out there scratching. I don't count the little vials that come for free. You're knocking around my stuff, dude. But I don't count those in my inventory. I don't count those. And a lot of times I don't like the scent, so I don't finish those. So I only count the perfumes that like I'm bringing in either at a travel size or at a full size. So I did use up the Marc Jacobs Perfect, the Kayali Yum Pistachio, the Billie Eilish #1, the which you guys, it's like mosquito, machino? No, that's not it. Moschino. Did I get it right finally? Did I get it? You guys, every time you're so wonderful and you tell me how to pronounce this and I forget every single time. But I know you guys are like, it's like mosquito. So Moschino, Toy 2. I used up a mini of that. And then the last one is the Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb. Is it the Midnight? Yes. Which actually, I like that one. I don't think they make it anymore. It came in the black, like, taller bottle, but I don't think they make that one anymore. But that one was super nice. I used up a 1 ounce of that the year prior. So I did use up my 5 perfumes. They have a total value of $209. For nail polish, I do have a total of 6 empties. The one all the way to my left, I don't know if it'll pop up that same way for you guys, but that was a cuticle oil, but I still had it in my nail polish collection. So I had a cuticle oil that I used up, then the base coat from Holo Taco, the top coat from Holo Taco, an Essie polish, a top coat from ILNP, and then a black polish from OPI. I had used up as much as I could of it. Like, it looks full, but I have used up as much as I could because I was marking my like Project Pan stuff with that one. And it was so dry and so like done that you guys were like, hey, just call it an empty, just retire it. So I do have my 6 polishes for $63.49. I do have my beauty tools, so this is where I keep track of my sponges, mainly because I want to make sure that I am rotating through my sponges about every 6 months. So the majority of these are the DSMD Shop sponges, and then the light colored one all the way at the end, that is a Nakia Joy sponge, but I did have a total of 13 sponges that I used up. Basically, I used them until they started to tear or not wash well and things like that. So I do retire my sponges, like I said, every 6 months. But that is a total cost of $83.20 for my sponges. I do have 2 miscellaneous categories. One of the miscellaneous ones is just so random that I don't have a total price for this slide, but kind of just work with me on this one. But the miscellaneous slide, I have like acne spots, I have my microwavable wax, I have a bunch of samples that I went through, a Lush bubble bar, a nail polish remover, some Shiseido facial cottons, I have my Burt's Bees chapsticks that I went through, and then a tube of Aquaphor and a tube of the CeraVe healing ointment. Those, either the Aquaphor or the CeraVe, I use those for slugging or just for, especially, which I had another episode of my eye getting irritated and swollen. And of course it happened on a Thursday evening when I was busy on Friday, because the doctor was like, hey, if it ever happens again and you can get into the office, let me see it while it's actively irritated. But of course, I was scheduled all Friday with patients and with clients, so I could not break away to go to the doctor myself. But of course, it's better now. So, but I still don't know what is causing my eye to react and swell and get painful and itchy and who knows what. But I do slather it with Aquaphor or the CeraVe healing ointment if my eye is irritated. Or like I said, or I just slug with it. I smear that stuff all over my face at night to where like dog hair is just sticking all over me. That'll give you a sensory overload for sure. But these are a lot of common things that I go through, and so I do just toss those in my empties, and I keep track of them in my monthly empties, but I don't keep track of these on like a spreadsheet because it's so rare that I'm going through these things, and these are more utility type of items for myself. The one thing that I do kind of track just for my own fun knowledge, because I've told you guys I have eczema on my hands, and again, knock on wood, I don't have it anywhere else. I'm so thankful for that, but I do get it on my fingers and on my hands. So I go through a lot of hand cream and eczema cream. I keep a tube of it in my purse, in my work bag, in every single one of our vehicles. You guys saw the big bottle of it that I keep next to the bed. I have my lotion is back behind there, which I actually have a mixture of the Hemp's banana lotion with eczema cream in that one. So like I go through a lot of hand creams, and I'm always curious how many I go through per year. Well, this year it was 9. So, and you guys will see, I'll pop up the graphic. It is a variety. So I actually found out that the diabetic lotions also do really, really well to help soothe my eczema whenever I do have a flare-up. And then I do have 4 of the eczema creams. I have one of the crepe creams, which was good for nothing, but I ended up basically just using it on my hands and on my neck. And then I have a mini of the Gold Bond Healing, and then a mini of the Gold Bond Eczema Cream. And those small ones are the ones that I keep in the cars and in my purse. But the big ones are the ones that I go through next to my bedside. So the fact that I went through 9 bottles of hand cream, and I still had like 3 or 4 episodes this year of my hands breaking out in eczema. What can you do? But my totals for my beauty items. So since I do track a lot of these on my beauty empties and on my spreadsheet, all I did was I took the 162, I think I had 162 items that were empties in 2024 on my spreadsheet. I subtracted the 69 of them, which those should be my makeup items. So we have 93 items that are beauty items. And if I subtract the $948-ish from my grand total of empties for last year, which was $2,400 and some change, we have $1,462.75 in beauty empties. And again, that boggles my mind, but I know that these skincare categories were quite high. The perfume categories were quite high. And so I think that this adding up to this is not surprising. Plus, this number is going to include all of my hand creams, all of my miscellaneous items, because those do get tracked on that empties spreadsheet. So I am super surprised at how everything looks, and how there also is a, let me do some quick math. Jane, you are okay, buddy. Oh my God, I talked to them, so they're coming over. So I'm taking the $943, which is my makeup empties, and I'm going to divide that by the amount of empties. So that gives me an average of $13.67 per empty. So if I'm thinking about the items that I'm going through in my makeup collection, they average out to, what was it? $13.67? Okay. It's over $10. I mean, I don't mind that. And a lot of my more expensive things, I think, come from FabFitFun. So some categories were a little bit inflated. But let me look at the average price for my beauty items. So we're taking the $1462.75 and we're dividing that by the 93 products, $15.73. So our beauty items are costing a little bit more than our makeup items, but again, that makes sense because we're looking at hair care and perfume and skincare, and those things, for me at least, are going to run higher than my makeup items, which I I think my all of my primers, I paid under $7 for each one of those. I'm trying to think what are some smaller categories. My lip products, I don't always do high end, so I have a lot of more drugstore priced lip products. I try to get everything on sale nowadays. Heaven forbid if I buy anything full price. But I think it is an interesting kind of experiment for me to know that pretty much every empty on the beauty side is costing me close to $16 and close to $14 on the makeup side. Interesting. I'm just interested in the numbers. But that is everything that I used up in 2024. And now I get to go through all of my bags and clean out and recycle what I can, and then take the rest of it into Ulta to recycle the actual like beauty components. But I am very excited about these empties. I'm excited about clearing everything out and starting fresh this year. So that is my empties for 2024. I hope that you guys enjoyed. You're going to have to tell me how you guys did. Maybe tell me what is your most like surprising empty, or the empty that you are most proud of. Let me look through my categories real quick and just see what would I say is the empty that I'm most proud of. It'd probably either have to be the Benefit Dallas blush, just because it's taken me since 2017 when I bought it to use it up. The Fenty highlighter was a huge accomplishment. And then from there, I would say just the amount of lip products I was able to get through. I think those would be my top things, because everything else in my collection, I've been through those before. Like, I've panned those before. A lot of these things are repurchases, so none of these were necessarily surprises. But working on Dallas for as long as I did, and working on the Fenty highlighter for as long as I did, those two felt so good to get used up in 2024. So I am even more excited about working on my items in 2025. You guys know my Project Pan video just went up on the 5th, so that is the main video where I will be tracking my progress on my items. Every quarter, we will see an update to my 25 and 2025, because of course there are items that I'm working on in the background, so stay tuned for those as well. But can't believe it's already February and we're already, what, eight days in. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up so that I can edit all this. Thank God I did all my photos and made all my graphics ahead of time. Again, pat on my back, I'm getting back in the groove. But of course, I'm going to encourage you guys to do all the things. I'm going to encourage you guys to hit a thumbs up on this video. Let me know that you guys are enjoying my content. If you are new or lurking, or you just found me, consider subscribing. I do project panning, conscious consumerism, beauty budgets, chatty get ready with me's occasionally. I am an eyeshadow lover, but not an eyeshadow panner, but I do get through a lot of other products in my collection. Of course, you guys saw my puppy dogs. I have 3 German Shepherds, so they pop in from time to time to also say hello. And if you guys can see right up in the corner, Malcolm's picture is right up there. So that's my other baby up there. But I do appreciate you guys for being here, and I appreciate if you consider hitting that subscribe button down below. You guys know I love our conversations in the comment section, so drop me a line. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how you guys did with your year-long empties. And also the reminder that Sephora and Ulta now have recycling areas for your beauty items. So let's try to keep those out of landfills. But I'm going to go because I got to edit this and get this up for you guys. But I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here and hanging out with me. And Washburn is back. But I'm going to wish all of you guys a beautiful day as he clambers up onto my lap. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.